Chairman from Texas. I now go to the gentleman from California, Mr. Peters, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for hosting this hearing on electric reliability. Just to Mr. Burgess's point on subsidies, I actually do philosophically agree on subsidizing industries in their infancy. We should also look at the oil and gas industry and the subsidies that we give them, and I'm happy to start a conversation that includes all the mature energy industries if we want to go down that road. I do say, in terms of electric reliability, that we still aren't talking about, in terms of keeping the lights on or reliability, the important topic of electric transmission and building a modern, interconnected electric grid. A few months ago, we had the opportunity to improve the reliability of our electric grid by including transmission reforms, specifically our Big Wires Act, in the debt ceiling agreement. And I think, in good faith, some of my colleagues said they weren't familiar enough with that issue and wanted to study it more, and that we would study it in this term in the Congress, in the committee. Even though there have been 6 recent studies showing that the need and benefits of interregional transmission, that's fine. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have that on the hearing schedule yet, and we're not considering legislation on expanding transmission, even as the risks continue to increase. Just last week, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas entered emergency operations due to a record-breaking heat wave. A study in July found that the heat wave, combined with a grid failure in Phoenix, I think Ms. DeGette mentioned this, could kill thousands of people and send half the people in the city to the emergency room. In early 2023, Winter Storm Elliott caused blackouts across North Carolina and Tennessee, which could have been avoided if available power in the Midwest was able to be diverted to the region. Since 2014, North America has built or is near building just 7 gigawatts of high-capacity interregional transmission lines, less than half of that in the United States. This comes as top reliability experts warn of insufficient transmission for large power transfers. By comparison, so North America at 7, we're the United States about 3. South America has built or is nearing building 22 gigawatts, Europe 44 gigawatts, and China 260 gigawatts worth of high-capacity interregional lines compared to our 3 or 4 in the United States. Between 2016 and 2018, China started and completed a single line over 2,000 miles long, capable of carrying 12 gigawatts, nearly twice the build of the entire North American continent over a period several times as long. We got to get our act together here. Our lack of interregional transmission infrastructure is a threat to our economic and national security, and it's imperative that this committee take it seriously. Mr. Ortiz, I want to ask you what your feelings are on how important a robust transmission network is to enhancing reliability and keeping the lights on for the American people.
Thank you for the question, Congressman. Transmission is quite literally the backbone of the grid, and the recently published DOE transmission needs study concluded that there's tremendous needs for transmission for a number of reasons, replacing capacity, replacing aging equipment, as well as interconnecting resources, among other benefits. I'd turn you to DOE
right.
for more
Not just about expanding capacity, but more reliability, more security on a better grid. Can you tell us, in terms of equipment, what about distribution transformers? How could we best address this shortage we're seeing in that? Mr. Ortiz, or whichever you think. Mr. Rodriguez?
The end state that we need is more investment in American manufacturing of the materials, components, systems, and the transformers themselves. And we're working along that timeline. But in the near term, what we need to be doing is focusing on practical solutions that will reduce the strain on the supply chain. So that includes working with industry, as we are doing now, to have the power sector find ways to better share the supplies they have and to reduce the number of one-off type of designs, but also working with the manufacturing sector to help them to quite frankly, make investments for a 21st century manufacturing process in this country.
Can we expect, and I hope we can, that the work you're doing will result in recommendations for Congress to take whatever action we need to support that effort?
I cannot foresee whether it will wind up with recommendations to Congress specifically, but they are focused on practical solutions. My intent is to make sure that if Congress should be involved, it will be involved.
Thanks. I hope you will let us know if there's something we could do. And Mr. Chairman, my time's expired. I yield back.
Gentleman,